Big LEZ'S League, an all rugby league experience.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of The Drawing Board for round 24. Make sure if you haven't already to subscribe to the YouTube, become part of the Big LEZ'S League community. We're going to get stuck right in to our SuperCoach. Obviously, changes going into this week and what our sides could be looking like going into the start of round 24. Let's go into our high performers for the first bit. Obviously, for SuperCoach, we had Tommy Trbojevic. Tom Trbojevic, a huge week for him. Obviously, the 121 scoreline. He was outstanding for the Manly Seagulls himself and Luke Brooks putting on a clinic. The two tries certainly helped Tom Trbojevic get to that 121 scoreline, and it certainly helped my score for SuperCoach as well. Obviously, a few poor decisions on the bench. Tamale Martin wasn't on my bench. He got 100. We also had a few other guys in there. I think Carl Lawton got over 40 as well. So you've definitely got a few guys that I didn't include in that side that got a surplus amount of points that would have really upped my score going into this round as well. Spewing, I didn't include some of those guys, but having guys in there like Tom Trbojevic who can make me bounce back like that, it certainly helped going into last round. And obviously, learning from the mistakes of last round, adding those guys to the bench, obviously it is going to help me going into this round as well. And then obviously Maxi Plath, big performance from him through the middle for the Dolphins, obviously playing a little bit of 9 before moving into that lock forward role with Sean O'Sullivan moving into the number 9 sort of jersey. I thought that Sean O'Sullivan did well in the 9, but I thought that Max Plath did unreal in his first game back in that 13 sort of role. That's where he needs to play. He needs to just play at 13. That's his best position for me in this rugby league side. And the game is moving more and more towards these smaller mobile forwards in the 13 jerseys. I say it every single week on the podcast. I say it a lot of times on the podcast, and it is just becoming more and more true and more evident in the competition every single week. 83 scoreline there for Maxi Plath, 121 for Tommy Turbo. Let's get into our overall scores and our notes from the previous week. So a little bit of a round at 23 review. Our official overall score for fantasy for round 23 was 827. Look, consistency is key. We move forward. Obviously, it's not the best score, but we are improving, and that is the best thing, and that's the only thing we need to worry about. Few bench mistakes, as I said before, for both fantasy and SuperCoach, which hurt us. Fixing them this week. We're going to hold again for fantasy. And then a bit of a twist here for SuperCoach. Obviously, again, staying consistent. Hold week this week for us for SuperCoach. No need to make any changes as we are unaffected by the bye. Obviously, the Broncos have the bye this week. We don't have any Broncos players in our SuperCoach side. So, as I said, we are unaffected by that going into this week. So, as I said, it's going to be a very quick episode. Hold week for SuperCoach. Hold week for fantasy. We've got 8 trades left for SuperCoach. We've got 9 trades left for NRL Fantasy. So we can make trades pretty much every week leading into the back end of the competition. And we'd have enough trades as well to do that. So hold week is crucial here. We can make those late changes going into the back end of the year. We'll have enough trades to finish out the year. And I think it's the first time for NRL Fantasy that I've had enough trades to finish the year as well. I usually smash them all out at the start of the year, and then I have a little bit of a sulk towards the back end of the year when I have no trades left. But very happy we've got a few for both SuperCoach and Fantasy to finish the year. And as I said, it's probably a first for Fantasy that we've actually had those trades in there. For SuperCoach this week, in terms of changes, Tamale Martin comes onto the bench. So does Tallis Duncan. Tallis Duncan moves to the bench. Terrell May comes back. Angus Crichton comes back. So we've got a full-strength side pretty much going into this week, and a side that is going to earn a lot of coin for me, in my opinion, going into this week. Tommy Turbo at fullback, Casey McLean, Jacob Kiraz on the wings, Blaze Talangi, Kaeliro in the centres, Burton Cleary in the halves, Cleary captain, Tom Trbojevic vice, Adam Fanua Blake, Terrell May front row, Harry Grant 9. I've got Jack DeBellin and Angus Crichton in the back row with Josh Curran at 13. Tamale Martin, Jerome Hughes, Jaden Campbell, and Tallis Duncan on the bench. As for NRL Fantasy, Tamale Martin comes in. Dom Young comes in onto the bench. Cody Walker comes into the side. We forgot to add him back into the team last week, and it hurt us a lot. Casey McLean keeps his spot on the bench. In terms of other changes here for this side, we do see Jack Howarth move into the back row. Curran moves into the front row. Paddy Carrigan will be sitting out this week due to the bye. So our side reads KO Weeks at fullback, Kiros and Bostock on the wings, Whiten and KO Ito in the centres. Nathan Cleary, Jerome Hughes, the halves. Jerome Hughes, vice captain. Nathan Cleary, captain. We've got Josh Curran and Tommy Hazleton in the front row with Reid Marnie at 9. We've got Jack Howarth and Hamole Olakawatu there in the back row. Maxi Plath at 13. The Max Psycho Plath there in 13. Casey McLean, Tomato Martin, Dom Young, Cody Walker. As I said, very quick episode. Obviously, no trades this week, so not too much to talk about. Very strong week, I guess, compared to the back end of the year, especially during the Origin period. It is a nice little calm period where we're starting to get better and better by the week, especially for fantasy. Good opportunity for us to finish the year strong for fantasy as well. As for SuperCoach, just improving that score, and obviously we'll have a lot of trades to make going into the next few weeks to get a top score by the end of the season. Make sure if you haven't already, as I said, to subscribe to the Big LEZ'S League YouTube, become a part of the Big LEZ'S League community. All of our socials will be linked below, so make sure you go ahead and get stuck into all of those: Instagram, Apple, and Spotify. Obviously, our podcast is on there as well, and plenty more content on there. We have a TikTok as well, which will be in the link for the Instagram. You'll find it there. But certainly go ahead and follow us on the Instagram. Plenty of content coming out on there, reels, posts. Obviously, the posts for this drawing board, so you can have a little bit of a deeper look if I'm talking too fast for you, which I generally do sometimes. If you want to go and have an actual look at the sides, and obviously some cool graphics as well with player signing rumors and stuff like that, make sure to go ahead and follow the Big LEZ'S League Instagram. We'll see you guys in the next one.